The Dawn.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Good morning.
There he is.
How are you, sir?
That's the
How are
familiar
you, fellas?
voice.
You know, I just did Imus's show.
Yeah.
And, I told him about the XM satellite and everything else. He said, Opie and Anthony are on that show. That's great. They're on XM. Now, I don't know, is he a friend of yours or something?
Yeah, big fan of the program.
Well, you should call him. He's a great guy. He's like a great guy. You should call him and thank him. I mean, it was really nice. It was like I told him about the XM satellite thing tonight. He was talking about The Apprentice and how well it's doing. And I told him, he said, what's on tonight? And I told him about XM satellite. He said, Opie and Anthony are on that show. That's great. They're friends of me. So you might call him later and just say, hey, that was very nice.
He's very obsessed by us. I met him about a year ago at a book signing, and now we're like best friends.
He treats Opie like his son, like a long-lost son or something.
He's convinced that I'm his son.
He does great. He does a great show, and
love the Iron Man.
He's got every politician and everybody in America listening to that show. He's really, if you talk about a good demographic, he's really done a good job. But I thought it was very nice, and little did he know that I was going to be speaking to you next, right?
And just moments later, here you are on our very program. Probably one of the biggest stars we've had on the show.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's quite an honor to have Donald Trump on the show today.
For Donald.
We usually get, D-list celebrities. We're still trying to make this whole thing work.
We're like, Peter Brady. Right. That's the prime example. Peter Brady.
Not Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
No, not Tom Brady. That would have been nice. We got Peter Brady, but now we have Donald Trump. So it's very exciting. We're very psyched about tonight's show. You guys featuring XM Satellite Radio. How was it working with XM?
Well, it was great, and the executives were really terrific, and I saw something. I mean, that's really where it's going. It's amazing, and I learned something from doing the show about satellite radio and XM in particular. I was very, very impressed with your people, and I think the show is going to be amazing tonight. I have seen the show. I just saw it last night, and I get them a little earlier than other people. And it's a terrific show, and it really highlights how good a job you guys are doing. Interestingly, everybody that's gone on The Apprentice, every single sponsor has made a fortune, and it's been successful. Procter & Gamble, which to me is maybe one of the greatest marketing companies ever, maybe the best. And they launched a toothpaste called Crest Vanilla Mint. They came out the following week with an announcement. It was the biggest launch, the most successful launch in the history of Procter & Gamble.
And your show
General Motors, yeah, it's amazing. General Motors launched a car, the Solstice, a Pontiac Solstice, and they sold 7,400 cars in 42 minutes. And, it was...
I bet they can't make enough of those cars to keep up with those orders.
Well, they actually couldn't. I mean, it took a while.
I just guessed that.
It was amazing.
Put a little
they never had
vanilla mint
like that.
toothpaste in the glove box.
And I have a feeling that and again, we worked with some of your executives who are great guys.
Yeah.
And his hair was just fine, okay?
Lee Abrams?
No, Lee was great.
No, well, Lee has the wild hair. Eric Logan, our big boss, he had a very strange haircut. He usually walks around with a boy's haircut, like one of those bowl cuts. But
to me, they were very handsome men. Okay, they were very handsome. But men have never been my thing. So what do I know about
of course
that?
not. Hot, young, supple women
from Czechoslovakia.
It has definitely not been my. But I think you're going to have a great success tonight. I really do.
Hey, what time do you usually get up? Like, what's your schedule like? I bet it's pretty insane. Like, I bitch all the time, but
I get up early. I read newspapers very early, like at 5 in the morning or so. Probably no different than you guys. But
you're the type of guy that could sleep in, though.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Why don't you just sleep in?
Don't disturb me till 10.
Well, you know what? I could do that, but I'd be very bored.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty boring. And I sort of enjoy what I'm doing in life, and
that's why Donald's
that wouldn't
where
be
he
much
is.
fun.
Yeah, gotta buy a skyscraper before noon.
Yeah, what motivates you at this point in your career? Because obviously you could just walk away and just never work again.
Well, I've had a lot of fun, and then on top of it all, I've become the biggest developer in New York, and now I'm building a huge building in Chicago at the Sun Times site, and a big job in Los Angeles and Miami and lots of different places, and I'm having a lot of fun. And then all of a sudden, I do The Apprentice, and it became such a big hit, and continues to be this big monster hit, and I'm having really a lot of fun with it. I mean, I would have never thought that I was going to be a television guy.
Yeah.
And, in the history of business, it's never happened. In the history of television or movies, it's never happened where a a businessman goes on to primetime television and, becomes such a success. And, it's sort of interesting where 14 groups have copied. You had Mark Cuban copy. You had, Branson copy. Yep. You had Tommy Hilfiger. You had so many different copies of The Apprentice. And
Martha Stewart.
Well, I refuse to say that. But,
yes, of course.
But Martha is a good friend of mine, and she's terrific. But, it didn't take like NBC had hoped that it would take.
Nah, the show was a disaster. You got to be honest, man. It's nothing like The Apprentice.
Yeah, well, and initially I think, there was some confusion in the market, and it probably hurt us initially. Now we're doing fantastic again, but it probably, there was a lot of confusion. I was getting letters saying, like, is your show on? Because so much money was spent on promoting the Martha show. And I think NBC felt because of the tremendous ratings that we've always gotten, you didn't have to promote it, you didn't have to do anything. And, it led to really confusion. Yeah. And anyway, but the confusion's over, and we're getting great ratings, and the show is really doing well. And as you probably can surmise, I'm sure NBC will be coming to me and saying, we have to keep this going. And
you'll be very happy with that. I love how you handle those people in the boardroom, man. You just beat them up nice and then fire somebody. and then we get the person that was fired on the show the next day, and they're all convinced that they have made an impression on you. And I'm like, Donald doesn't even remember your name. By the time you hit that elevator, he has forgotten about you. But one after another, they come on the show thinking that they made a real impression on you. I'm like, no way. There's no way.
Some of them are, really terrific. Well, did you interview the four when the four were fired? Did you interview the four?
No, I think we were on vacation or something. We missed that one. But we had Marcus on, who was great. We had a lot of fun with him. He's claiming all sorts of things that.
Oh yeah, Marcus.
You made him look bad with the editing and all that.
Yeah. No, I know Marcus because Marcus is, somebody that did make an impression on me.
Yeah.
And I thought the editing was very accurate, actually. But what are you going to do?
And I want to thank you for giving us Omarosa. Ugh.
She's everywhere.
Well, she was an amazing character. I mean, somebody said, was she that bad or was that for television? I said, honestly, in real life, she's even worse. And she was unbelievable, but I love her. She was great television, and she's done very well. And, many of the people that have gone on The Apprentice have gone on to, just bigger and not bigger and better things than The Apprentice, but they've gone into bigger and better things than what they've done.
But someone has to tell her that her 15 minutes of fame is up.
Well, yeah, but she's on a lot of different things. I mean, she plays the villain probably better than anybody I've ever seen. Yeah. And I think she's doing very well. She's terrific, as far as I'm concerned.
Doing the reality show circuit.
Well, she was on the Surreal Life, and, I hated her. So.
No, but how good was she on Surreal Life? I mean, she was tremendous. Yeah, you hated her,
but
what
was the competition?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's her role.
I mean, who could have been that evil? She broke down that Angie, whatever her name is, Dickinson. I mean, it was like, the woman, legitimately, the woman wanted to jump out the window. She freaked out.
Well,
Omarosa. Look, Omarosa's terrific as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Angie's a little unstable, though, Donald.
I would say slightly.
I think
this is not the woman you want to bring home to Mom. Right?
Yeah, I think a Cub Scout could have frazzled her.
Boy, did she get frazzled. I wonder, how do people behave like that on television? You really wonder, how does a thing like that happen where you become so frazzled and cameras are rolling, you're going to look like a jerk, and you just say, why don't you just shut up?
I don't think she cares. Yeah.
Hey, Donald. Donald, you ever fire somebody, like, not even for business reasons on that show? They just come in there, and when they're sitting in front of you and you're trying to make the decision who you're going to fire, somebody ever just go in there and just irritate you for no particular reason and you got rid of them? Or is it always like a business thing?
There have been some that were just irritating, and the answer is you get rid of them because, you're not going to be irritated in business. I mean, you can't be irritated in business. And, one of the reasons the show has been so successful is I've stayed very true to business. I haven't, people ask, are you doing this for entertainment or are you doing it for... Now, obviously there's entertainment, and you try and pick the right people and all of that, but in the end, I've always been loyal to business. In other words, if somebody is not the right person, even though, as an example, Omarosa, I could have kept Omarosa for 2 more episodes, and it would have been good, probably for the show, although the ratings were so through the roof, it didn't matter really, I guess. But I could have kept her a little bit longer, and I didn't. And I did what was the right thing, because, you know, it was just her time, and I did what was the right thing.
Nah, you're correct, because I thought you guys would keep Marcus a little longer, because he made for some great TV, you know.
Oh, was that angry?
Well, I could have kept Marcus longer.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, but I don't know that Marcus, I wouldn't put Marcus in the Omarosa League in terms of, you know, television and television quality, but, you know, Marcus really irritated a lot of people.
Yeah. Hey,
including me.
I want to ask you a little something about the World Trade Center site. You came out with a great idea for it. The public really went for it. I think it's what a lot of people want back at the site. And then it drops off the face of the earth. We don't hear anything else about it.
Well, Governor Pataki decided that he was going to build a very average building. I mean, I just don't get it. I really don't get it.
No one does.
He's a nice guy. He's a friend of mine. And his polls are way down. And, you know, I actually said to somebody in his administration, my idea was to rebuild the World Trade Center.
There you go.
Exactly.
And who doesn't want to see that?
Exactly.
I mean, is he being influenced
Isn't it
by...
crazy? They are building the worst-looking pile of crap. But my idea was to, although I do like the transportation center, my idea was to rebuild the World Trade Center exactly as it was, one story taller and a stronger building. And just, you know, obviously a stronger building that doesn't come down, right?
Yep.
And it was a great idea, and it wasn't only my idea, it was the idea of other people also that I worked with that were terrific people and really dedicated people.
And very popular, like people loved it. It was
totally, it was a no-brainer. Yep. Exactly the way to go.
Outside of the Wallman Rink, which I did years ago, I don't think I've ever done anything that was more popular than this. People were going crazy.
But
the mail was 100 to 1.
The people that are actually in charge of this have such harebrained ideas about what they want there, and they seem to be the ones that are getting all the influence.
Well, not only that, they're listening to everybody. They're afraid to make a decision. They've got every group coming in. You know, people that were never even at the World Trade Center are telling them what they want, and they're all afraid. They're afraid of every single group. You know, now there's like 57 groups that have been formed for the rebuilding of the World Trade Center. And you know, the building that they have, first of all, the building that they had was horrible. These were two, you know, the buildings that were all twisted and turned.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see steel? Did you ever see steel when it's under fire? It twists and turns. Well, that's what they did. And then they had the skeleton on top. So they had a twisted Hulk with a skeleton on top, just what the World Trade Center wanted. Okay, they got rid of that. And now they're building a building which is better. But it's a very average building. It's just an average building. Not good. Not horrible, but not a good building. And the base is like 10 stories of solid granite. Nothing. I mean, it's just like a big, solid granite.
No windows, no nothing.
Yeah, they say they need that for security. But, you know, I might say, well, what about every other building in New York? We're going to do that to every building?
Yeah,
you know,
let's make it all look like prisons.
Right. At what point do you say, okay, folks, we have a life to lead, and let's get the thing done? You know, at what point does, hey, security is all wonderful, but every building surrounding it has windows on the first floor. I mean, give me a break. So they built this ugly monstrosity that's better than the total monstrosity they had before. That was one of the worst architectural statements I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and all I said is that if they would take that site and on that site rebuild the World Trade Center exactly as it was, but taller and stronger, Pataki could run for office and be the most popular guy in town. I don't understand. And I was getting letters 100 to 1. Not 100 to 1, 100 to nothing. Everybody loved this idea, and they didn't grasp it.
That's what everybody wants.
Instead they're trying to force this ugly thing down at that site.
So how long do you think? How long do you think we're going to just have a hole in the ground there? How many more years?
Well, I think that Bloomberg, who's doing a really good job, and he's a great mayor, I think he's going to start getting involved. And again, I like Pataki very much. He's a friend of mine. I just don't understand why he's so set on this particular thing. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to anybody. Everybody, you're not the only one. I mean, anybody I speak to, they bring up the World Trade Center. By the way, I loved your idea of rebuilding the World Trade Center as it was, but 1 story taller. You know, 1 story taller is the proverbial you-know-what to the enemy.
Right.
You know, it's like, hey, folks.
You could say it's satellite, foot up the ass.
Yeah, well, you know, if I actually, you're right, I could say it.
The old
satellite.
fuck you.
I still won't because I'm still ingrained into the old system, right? But you know what that is. And 1 story taller, it would be so great. Make it 10 stories taller, but 1 story taller, and the building should be almost identical on the exterior, except clean up the floors. You know, the World Trade Center had floors, so clean up the floors. And it would be so popular.
That's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. Well, I hear we're running out of time here. You're gonna be a new father again in the near future.
I am.
Do you actually change diapers?
No, I don't do that.
He's not good. Not one, right?
No, I don't do it. It's not my thing. You know what? I'm a good father, but that's not my thing. And Melania is going to be a great mother.
Yeah, but it's no one's thing.
No, but some women, well, to a large extent, it's up to the women. There are a lot of women out there that, demand that the husband act like the wife.
Yeah.
And, there are a lot of husbands that listen to that. So, they go for it. But
do you hire one person to be the diaper changer, or...?
No, Melania really is going to be fantastic.
Right.
She's going to be a fantastic mother. And by the way, if I had a different type of wife, I probably wouldn't have a baby, because that's just not my thing. I'm really like a great father, but certain things you do and certain things you don't. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I will tell you this: your show tonight, and I know you have a lot of listeners, and I know they're going to be watching, but your show tonight is fantastic, and the boardroom is really tough.
Yeah, we can't wait.
You'll like it.
XM featured on The Apprentice tonight. We want to thank Donald Trump for spending some time with us today. We greatly appreciate it. We'll all be watching.
And you should call Don Imus and just say hello to him, because that was very nice.
He's been plugging our show like crazy, and I called him last week.
No, he obviously likes your show, because as soon as I mentioned XM was on, because I said XM Satellites on the, because he said, what's on tonight?
Yeah.
As soon as I mentioned that, he talked about you guys, and I thought it was very nice, so you should give him a call.
He wants to just make sure I'm not his son.
Yeah, he's trying to figure it out, paternity thing. I don't know.
That wouldn't be so bad.
I think they're both going to be on a future episode of Maury to find out if he's actually the father.
All right, Donald Trump, thank you so much, sir.
Well, good luck and enjoy the show tonight. I think you're going to love it.
Great, thank you.
Have a good time.
All right, Donald Trump, everyone.
Look at that.
That was pretty cool.
The Donald,
the
as
Donald.
they say. The Donald.
All right.
I don't change diapers. I'm not into that. That's hilarious.
I'm not into that.
I thought he was gonna kind of skirt the
try to go like, no, I do if I need be, or somebody just goes.
I think it's important for the child's development
that a father be there to change the diaper. No.
What if his wife's in the middle of a shopping spree and
she's not changing them either?
No.
Yeah, you don't think
There's
so?
a nanny and all kinds of stuff. Forget about it. I didn't know they were expecting.
I like your analogy, too. Too many hands in the soup.
In the soup. Well,
what the fuck was that?
I used another one earlier, if you didn't notice. I was trying to throw in as many of those, Trump-like speech things as I could. Not like the honest-to-goodness,
okay. Too many spoons in the soup,
Too many hairs on the twat. I'm not going to use that one. All
right, let's get Eric Logan back on the phone. I want to see
how we did.
Yeah, it's a big day for XM.
Critique our performance and maybe fire us if we didn't do good.
I think you guys were even nicer to him than you were to that whore who came in here the other day.
We were very nice to the Donald.
Oh, the FHM girl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a lot of fun, wasn't
riveting.
It was absolutely riveting. Yeah, let's get Elo on because it's a big day for XM.
That's every time he has a kid, it's just it's like a lottery ticket being put out there for somebody. In 18, 20 years, 21 years. Somebody then wins the lottery by marrying into that family.
Right. We got Eric Logan on the line here.
Oh!
Elo.
Hey, buddy.
What do you think of our interview with Donald Trump?
I thought it was terrific.
You fucking asshole. All the trouble of getting him on the phone again.
Oh, I did not.
He fell for it.
You get me every time because I completely didn't expect it.
He probably still talked for another 5 seconds.
He's talking.
I thought it was terrific. I thought you're done. Hello.
Great. And the show tonight is going to be a real good, he wanted to.
We don't care what you think.
You are a scumbag.
We were talking recently, and he said he's on to me. I'm like, oh, you are? You're just going to make me work harder.
Well, that did it, because you completely got me on that one. I didn't see it coming. You got 3 words out.
I thought it was terrific. So now we know it was terrific, and we still get to smash the boss. Oh, man, that makes me happy every time we do it. That never gets old.
It was very tense.
Oh, yeah.
situation. With like you filthy yourself up a little.
See how he's dancing
you
around
got the beard.
No, I look homeless.
Look, watch me dance around it, asshole. I'd be the best fucking candidate. I could go out there, muss my fucking hair up, not shave for a couple of days. I'd be perfect for it.
I got
a lot of energy.
I got a lot of fucking energy.
Still dancing around it.
But
I gotta say, I love the tension between you two. I can't wait for the real fight. Oh no, I feel it.
It's all an act.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Part of it. We talk to each other
Now
before
you're
we
just saying
come in
that
here.
to calm it down a little bit, but I see it.
We choreograph where we're going to be at certain points.
No, you guys blast each other almost every day you're on now.
Blast.
Oh yeah, it's getting a little ugly.
The honeymoon's over.
I feel it.
It really is. The honeymoon's over, isn't it?
I'm just gonna.
Remember when we were all nice
watch
to each other?
Just for the record, I find Opie more irritating.
And that makes me
He likes
very happy.
battling on two fronts.
Oh yeah, I stir the pot. That's fine. I love it. That gets me off, Bill. That's fine.
Yeah. I didn't attack you as you were kissing Donald Trump's ass that whole interview, did I?
I didn't really kiss his ass.
Oh my God. There was smooching sounds.
We had to be nice to the guy.
At least he was throwing in the soup lines.
I asked him if he changed his diapers. All right, well.
Yeah. All right. Let's rewind the tape and listen to Bill's one question about firing in the boardroom.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, really going out on a limb there.
I was trying to fucking get it in some sort of direction.
You tried that question 5 times and was stepped on. Didn't you realize it stunk before you got it out?
Yeah, you were so anxious you wanted to get it out there.
I was a little nervous.
Don't start with us, man.
A little nervous.
Don't start with us.
No, I was going to tell the story of how I was on stage one night when his son got a beer glass smashed over his head.
You were at the show for that?
Yeah, I was a guy on stage when that happened.
That was a big story here in New York City. His son got beat up pretty bad at Caroline's?
Just for being his son? Or was he heckling?
I don't know what happened. I was just on stage, and all of a sudden...
Shit.
Yeah.
I thought people were smashing glasses on the ground, but they were smashing this kid's head. Some of those deals, he came walking out with the white towel, and it's just completely pink from the shit pumping out of his head.
Any reason? No, you never found out what happened?
No. I also realized I'm not really good at calming a crowd in those situations. No. I just kind of stood there. I was going like, hey, what's going? Oh, shit. Whoa. Whoa. And then Sherrod came up and...
Yeah.
He calmed
the whole thing down. He was able to do it.
Yeah. he hit them with a barrage of yo's. Yo, 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 whoa,
you gotta do that.
Yeah.
That's like the universal knock it off kind of, hey, 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 hey,
yeah,
yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo is the
gets
black
everyone's
response,
attention.
And the white response is, whoa, 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 whoa,
hey, whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey.
Black, yo, 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 yo.
Knock it off.
Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, listen, let's not mention the undercover homeless thing anymore.